Start 'em, sit 'em, week 6, Gully and Bully. We'll have it all right here for you. One of each position. Far away.
Alrighty. All right. So my start of the week is going to be Drake May. Now, granted, he had his worst start of the season this past weekend, but he did pull out a win against the Buffalo Bills. I think that's going to catapult him against the New Orleans defense. New Orleans defense, they're giving up 22 fantasy points a game to opposing QBs. I think he's going to be just what you need for to kickstart your week. The quarterback I'm going to sit this week is going to be Tua. They're playing against the Chargers, and the Chargers are only giving up 17 points to opposing QBs. I think it's going to be a tough game for Tua, especially considering with Tyreek Hill out. They're gonna really have to probably run the ball. Is what I think, but I just don't have a good feeling for Tua in this game. So
yeah,
he's going to be my
I like
sit
both of
for the
those.
week.
I think they're both pretty good matchups. Chargers, I think, really need to come off some of their last couple of performances, so they might chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, they have lost
play
two
some tough
straight.
D
Yeah.
there. I think I'm just going to continue our trend from week to week. He's been, I think, in every week, and we'll continue on again. Mr. Bo Nix will be my start this week against the Jets. They are averaging 288 yards of passing offense per game, which is, I believe, 5th. So they're slinging the rock, and the Jets defense looks a little discombobulated right now. So it might be a great opportunity for him to make it work, and maybe the Jets will still be on jet lag. So get it? Jets lag.
Yeah. Right.
My sit-em of the week, which may be a little controversial, Jared Goff. But he is playing at Kansas City, and they're only giving up 190 passing yards a game, which is 7th. So this might be they're playing their team stuff, even though Kansas City has lost a couple of close games. So I think this might be maybe more of a running game.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Goff does have a great game, but I don't feel as confident. I don't think the odds are going to be in that favor. So I'm just going to say, don't risk it and take a seat.
Yeah, Kansas City does have a pretty solid defense. I like that take. Plus, just about no team in the league has the level of running backs that Detroit has.
If you got them, use them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that call. Absolutely. All right. Well, so speaking of running backs, my stardom for the week is going to be Rashad White. But Bucky Irvin still probably not trending to play. Rashad White got a lot of action, scored twice last week. He is going against San Francisco defense, but they are giving up 90 yards a game to opposing running backs on the ground and another 25, 26 yards receiving, averaging 15 fantasy points per game for opposing running backs. So I think Rashad White's probably in for a big game.
And he's been a starter, so he knows how to play the ball. It's not a new guy coming in.
Yeah. Absolutely. And he has great hands too. So I mean, yeah, he could definitely get some serious touches through the passing game. So my sit of the week is Jaylen Warren. He's trending to play. He'll be a starter, but I have a feeling it's still going to be a lot of splitting time. And with that being said, Green Bay has one of the toughest defense. They're only giving up 11 fantasy points to opposing running backs total per game. So I don't really see this one going to be a good game for Jaylen Warren to start coming off an injury where he missed the game against the Vikes. So I would say he's kind of an iffy call for you. If you got to start him, I guess you got to start him. But
Yeah,
There's got to be
I
somebody
agree. Great
better, in
take
my
on that
opinion.
one. My stardom, I don't think is going to be a surprise from a lot of people, considering the last week that he just had was Rico Dowdle, 206 yards and a score. But now he plays Dallas, his former team, chip in his shoulder. I think a lot of people were
Hmm.
maybe overbought for him because of 1 week, but considering Dallas has also given up 308 yards rushing in the last 2 games, 150 yards a game, still in his favor. So
Yeah.
I think it's a safe play to start him. I wouldn't go overzealous and put a huge price tag on him, but if you have him, I think it's a great flex option for sure.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you there. Um, yeah, it's shaping up to be a
Mhm.
very, very good game for him. I think so much so if he puts on the kind of show that he did last week, uh, I'm predicting that he's going to probably get the lion's share uh, once what's his name comes
Yeah,
back, Chuba Hubbard. Yeah. So I mean, I don't understand why Dallas actually let him
they've
walk,
made
but
some
you
crazy
know,
moves as we can see.
they it's go Jerry
um,
Jones.
a,
So
a move that I would take for a sit 'em here would be to sit Michael Carter at Indianapolis. Indy's defense is looking pretty good, um, and so far I'm almost every game. Now the questionable Kyler Murray heading into this weekend. What quarterback is going to be playing? The what happened with the Mary DeMercado, and are they going to redeem and give him
mhm.
touches? I just don't know what's going on over there in Arizona, and I'm just not confident with the whole thing. So I would just stay away from it.
Agreed. Agreed. I think that's just uh, I don't know what it is with that team, but it just doesn't seem like, even though Kyler Murray has all the talent in the world, it doesn't seem like they're
Yeah,
living up to the hype. You know what I mean? And I think it is going to be tough, especially if he doesn't play, for Michael Carter to get
yeah,
anything going
agreed.
on the
Mhm.
ground. Alrighty. So with that, we'll move right into wide receivers. So my start of the week is going to be Lad McConkey. Um, they're going against Miami. Miami's defense is giving up 1.2 touchdowns per game to wide receivers. Um, Quentin Johnson is a little bit banged up. He's got a little bit of a hammy. They reported on the injury report so far this week, so I could see him getting a little bit more action. Um, yeah, so I I think that yeah, it should be a feast game, not a famine game, for
Okay,
Lad
yeah, I like that.
McConkey versus Miami. Okay, so my sit of the week. Drum roll, please. It's this one's kind of a tough one. Uh,
Oh,
Brian Thomas Jr.
okay.
going against Seattle defense. Um, I think with uh, is it Travis Hunter coming on, uh, and I think that Brian Thomas is just. It seems like even in last week's game, even though he did have a couple of good catches, it didn't seem like they're on the same page. So I'm just not really confident. Plus, like Seattle wide receivers or Seattle defense against wide receivers has only given up 4 touchdowns for the season. That's less than one per game
Yeah,
for
right.
multiple receivers, right? So I don't foresee him getting in the end zone, which I think that's what he's really going to need to give himself a fighting chance to have
Sure.
a good showing
Yeah.
fantasy wise. So
Okay. Yeah, I
that's my
like that.
sit 'em for the
Plus,
week.
that also allows me to maybe get more opportunities with Travis Etienne. um, My stardom of the week, we're hoping to go 3 in a row. Stephon Diggs at New Orleans. He was now the first player since Julian Edelman 2019 to have back-to-back 100-yard receiving games for a Patriot. I just think that's so crazy. I know we just talked about that off air, but that is just mind-boggling to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
it is
everything on
nuts.
paper goes in Diggs' favor. Drake May is playing great. The connection, I think, is getting better and better every week. So, I mean, give me a reason not to. um, and my sit-em is going to be Jacoby Myers at Tennessee. And I know Tennessee sucks, but the Raiders do not look good either. And I don't know if I trust putting anybody except maybe Genty in. And I know Bowers is questionable right now, maybe not leaning to play. I don't know if he practiced today. He did not yesterday. But it's not looking good over there. And they started off kind of high
Yeah, I would
powered the
agree.
first like 2 weeks, and then kind of became duds.
Yeah, and not to mention, I mean, the offense in general is pretty lacking over there. Gino has not played up to like his level of when he was even in Seattle. So, I mean, I would downgrade their whole offense until they figure something out because they're
Yeah,
definitely
yeah, that's a struggle.
lacking.
So there you go.
Alrighty, and with that, we'll move on to tight ends. So my start of the week is going to be David Njoku. Scored last week, against the Vikes. Playing it a Steelers defense that is giving up over 5 catches a game, over 60 yards, and 3/4 of a touchdown a game to tight ends. I think Njoku should be on par to have a pretty solid game. The only caveat I have there is if Fannin Jr. comes in and has a couple of sneaky steals. But you know, they both got touchdowns last week, so I don't really see that being a big deal. The Joku is a big target, and he's a solid catcher. So I think
Yeah,
he's going to be a
yeah.
pretty
And
solid
Joker, he
start
just
for you.
looks like a monster out there, dude. Like how do you not give him the rock? You know?
He does. Right? Exactly. All right. So my sit-em for the week is going to be Jawan Johnson going against New England defense that's only giving up 9.4 points to tight ends, fantasy wise. They seem to do a really good job of shutting down opposing tight ends. And Spencer Rattler has not been going to Jawan Johnson like he was early on in the season. Oh, I mean,
Sure.
I know we're only in week
Yeah.
6 here, but you know, the first couple of weeks, Jawan Johnson was the hottest thing going as far as tight ends go. So I think it's safe bet to kind of sit Jawan Johnson here, unless he's your only play possible, and then I guess you got to try to ride him. But I don't foresee
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
doing
I
much
mean
for you.
the thing about having a tight end is you want consistency, and if you're rolling the dice for a guy that might blow up 1 week out of 5, it's not, and that's kind of what Juwan Johnson is. So yeah, I agree with you there.
Yep.
This one
Yeah. Right
probably
on.
is on everyone's sit-em list, but I'm gonna start him this week. I don't think I have him though. But Kyle Pitts against Buffalo, the matchup just doesn't look that good. But the funny thing is, Kyle Pitts is like third for tight ends in yards per game. So, and he's gotten more looks. I think he just got a score a week or two ago. So I
Mm-hmm.
think things are trending his way. And if Buffalo covers their wide receivers, then I think Pitts will be a little bit more of an option. So I don't mind the overall matchup there. If you have a better play, great. This is a little bit more of a borderline start option. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more of a sleeper.
And my sit-em of the week, and don't think too hard of it, is TJ Hawkinson from Minnesota. He's on a bye. Anyway, let's get to the real sit-em here. Mark Andrews.
Nice. Yeah, you had me biting
I
on
was
that
waiting.
one.
I was
You
waiting.
had me
All right,
biting.
but for real, Mark Andrews against the Rams. Again, quarterback issues, and the Rams defense is pretty solid. I think they only give up 200 yards passing per game. So I just don't like what's going on in Baltimore still. And it's funny because looking back after our week one, who would make it to the AFC Championship game, I believe. I know I picked Baltimore. I don't remember if you did or not, but it is not looking that way for us on that prediction side. Now, sure, injuries can veer off
No.
and someone could say you're an idiot, but yeah.
Yeah. I actually heard an interesting thing last week speaking about just Baltimore's team in general is they need to get younger. They are like one of the older teams in the league, and that could be part of the reason why they're suffering
Yeah, could
so
be.
many
Well,
injuries.
I mean, so
Right.
is Mark Andrews and
So
DeAndre Hopkins the one that is escalating that average, or is it across the board that they do have? Well, there you go.
well,
There's
look
another
at
one.
Derrick Henry.
You know,
Yep. I mean, so I don't know. It's something to be something to be said. I mean, like the Green Bay Packers, they're the youngest team in the league. I mean, and
you
they've
can
been
tell the
looking
difference in
they've been
speed
looking
between the
pretty
two.
tough. Uh,
Yeah.
right.
So,
Exactly.
well, there we are.
So
Gully,
yeah.
that is our week 6 start 'em sit 'em. Good luck to you, sir.